You're in California. Okay.
It was
Cool.
in Colorado.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. Yeah, I knew at some point you were in Colorado, which
Yep.
is great. California, much better weather-wise right now.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't beat San Diego. I mean, it's pretty
Yeah.
I can't ever complain about weather again.
No. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not allowed to.
No. I know.
But
Off the table for me. Yeah.
yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, Amy is we've been waiting for this for a long time. We have been talking about your new book being released this month, and it is already topping charts. It is doing some incredible things, and I am so excited that this time is finally here.
Me too. I know. I was thinking today, gosh, it's been months and months since we started this conversation. So it's an honor to be on here with you today.
Yeah, we'll really appreciate it, and I'm excited to dive into some sales talk
Yeah.
because I'm in the sales space. I've been in technology sales primarily from a recruiting standpoint for a little over a decade now, and I work with a lot of sales individuals, and I know a lot of sales individuals that follow Books for Guys, and so I know there'll be a lot of interest in what you have to say and your methods that you've created helping people be better at sales. And I think it's really cool because you've built a career being passionate about sales, but it's not even necessarily sales, it doesn't seem. It's more about the process of
Yeah.
communication and a lot of the little things you have to do to be good at sales. And so I'm really interested in just how you transitioned from a life of corporate sales to the work you do now, which is helping those become better at sales that are wanting to do the same.
Yeah. This may sound very familiar to some of the listeners. I was bored. I was kind of stuck in my career. It was a good career, but I really wasn't gaining any ground with my learning by then. It was old hat. It was routine. It was the same thing day in and day out, same issues day in, day out. Not really being able to grow any more territory because I'd been there for so long. So it was same thing, different day. And I took a hard look and said, "Okay, can I do this for the next 20 some years still in my career? Make good money, but is that really what I wanna do, or do I wanna go back to kind of that excitement that I had in the beginning?" Oh my gosh, I have to, like, walk into a corporate boardroom, or I have to present something that in my back of my mind, I'm like, "I don't know if I know enough to present this," right? Like, all of those things that get you really excited as a salesperson. And then when you get to connect with those people, it's like, "Oh my gosh," they turn into these clients that have been with you for 17 some years, are like this extended family almost of learning how they are and their kiddos and the clients and then the connections and then the different companies that they end up going to, right? It's this whole journey. Everyone listening in sales knows that. But that's the excitement part that I think gets buried with corporate, right? And no knack on corporate. I love corporate. It's the processes of getting to X amount versus how are we connecting in real time to then get that result. So I quit my corporate job and decided to lean on everything I was loving in sales, but also really curious about in learning on my own to level up. So I went back to my roots. I have a degree in psychology. I have always been a big fan of how people connect and work and why. Curiosity about that. And then nonverbal communication came into play, so I got certified with that. I'm going to do another up-leveling certification in the fall for that, which I'm extremely excited about. Took all of that together with sales and thought, okay, so what do I love about corporate sales? And then what was I missing? And I was missing all of those key things and didn't really know where to find it. Didn't know how to put that into a tangible because those are quote unquote soft skills. We call them power skills. People, those are power skills. They will get you everywhere.
Yeah.
And really, like, how do we put that into play to be authentic with ourselves, to get excited again, and to move that needle? So it was a whim, 100%, but it was something that I felt I needed, and if I needed it, then I was fairly certain that other salespeople would need it.
Yeah. No, I love how you describe it that way. And I'm curious to know, just as your time in sales, because I feel like I've seen a little bit of a transition too with just the difficulty of you're right. You talk about the numbers and everyone's all in the metrics, but then, they preach, hey, you've got to build relationships with your client. But then a lot of times reps who are doing that, they don't get a lot of time to do that, but you
Yeah,
do need time to do that to get to those levels that, the corporation really wants to get to. Have
yeah.
you, just in your time, it seems like maybe that was also maybe a trigger for you where you were like, yeah, this is not the environment that I, have been in for the last
Mhm.
several years. Something's changing and you saw like, hey, I need to bridge the gap here
Yeah.
between what's being asked of sales reps and what sales reps maybe they're good at, but maybe a little reaffirmation of some of those processes. But just what was your experience personally on some of the changes you saw, I guess, take place
Mm.
in that corporate sales world?
Chris, you hit on such a huge, huge issue and huge topic. Yes, it went away from this, let's build these relationships. If the ball is moving slowly, it's still moving. That's great. To where are things now? I needed this yesterday. And it's a human element, right? The sales is human, which means we cannot do that. We just can't do that. And I know that there are dollars. I know that companies need to run themselves, and I am own a company now. I get that. However, if we focus on those processes and the habits within, we're going to get there no problem. It's that pushing it, and it was kind of that moment of, I call it the 1990s way of selling. Go out and just push and do all the things and be the robot. And it doesn't work today. If you think about sales as a whole. So, little history lesson for people. Sales way back in the day, let's think of like the beginning of time, we would barter, right? So we would exchange goods, food for goods, whatever that is. And then money came along. And then if you move it fast forward now, then you have like in the 60s and 70s, that really was kind of that the door-to-door salesman. I remember when I was little, I'm dating myself now, but I remember the Hoover vacuum that people would like go. I still wonder how they pushed that thing. That thing is so heavy.